for your service not only to the United States Army, but the United States Marine Corps. And your service to our country, I believe, has been highlighted many times, not just by myself, but I believe the Rules Committee each time you come up, and we're delighted that you're here, and gentlemen's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate all your work, the ranking member and committee and staff. Mr. Chairman, in 2013, Secretary of Defense Hagel had announced a goal of reducing headquarters budgets and personnel by 20% to achieve a cost savings of $10 billion over 5 years and $40 billion over 10 years. That year, in Section 904 of the FY14 National Defense Authorization Act, we passed just that. We put into law that the Department of Defense headquarters reduction goal, we put that 20% in terms of their budget and personnel. However, the Department of Defense has yet to deliver this plan to Congress for how they would affect these reductions. This year, in the chairman's mark, we reaffirmed that 2014 mandate of the Defense Authorization Act, that there be that 20% reduction over a 5-year period. An amendment was passed in committee that restricted those cuts to the what's called the the NCR, the National Capital Region, which is basically parts of Maryland, all of the District of Columbia, and Northern Virginia, and so that they would face the reductions and the rest of the country would be exempt. The difficulty was that it makes it very hard for the Department of Defense to try to be efficient in terms of looking at redundant capabilities outside of the district of the NCR area, and just limiting those cuts to one part of the country. I've got 2 combatant command headquarters in the state of Colorado that under this amendment would be completely exempt from cuts in terms of trying to affect efficiencies in the Department of Defense. I think we need to go back to the chairman's mark, back to which reaffirms what is already in law that was passed in the 2014 NDAA. And so I would ask that you accept my amendment and allow it to be voted on the floor that would go back to the language of the chairman's mark and allow the Department of Defense the ability to look at their through the whole system to affect this 20% and not simply limited to one area.
Mr. Coffman, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.